Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on this special edition of the DDO Players News Podcast. I have the privilege of talking with Mr. Patrick Meyer, who is the co-founder of Wood Robot. And you might be asking yourself, who the heck is Wood Robot? They are a new company that is bringing out the Table of Ultimate Gaming, and that Kickstarter is coming later this month. So first of all, Patrick, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we did talk about the Table of Ultimate Gaming on the site just about a week ago. I think I put that post up, and it had a lot of people excited, and I've seen a lot of buzz online. So why don't you give me the elevator pitch? What the heck is this Table of Ultimate Gaming?
Yeah, you betcha. Hey, thanks. So, it's been great. I mean, the community has really accepted us, and we're very grateful for that. It's only been about 3 weeks ago where we started really to talk publicly about this. So the Table of Ultimate Gaming is, it's a system, right? And what it is, it's a modular system to allow folks to, play games and really have control over how they play those games. And what I mean by a system is that the base table is a 3x5 table, or you can also buy a 4x6 table, depending on, the space that you feel you need. But from there, things get really interesting. First of all, we've got on the standard table 2 heights or 2 depths for the floor of the table. So you can go a shallow depth or you can go a deep depth. So whether for card playing or dungeon crawls, you can set up sort of the vault or the floor of your gameplay the way you want it. These tables come with AC and USB power on both ends, so you can always be charging phones, running laptops, whatever the case may be.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's the way we live today, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's like a must-have on that. But anything.
You don't have to plug your phone on the couch and go check on it. You can just have it right there the whole time, right? We got some really cool things too. Some innovations, some different protected ideas. We've got, of course, the table can be turned into a normal table with the optional top, so you can use it as a normal table and eat your food or have the kids do homework, whatever, or just use it for other gaming purposes as a normal flat table. Or you can use those tabletops to protect an ongoing game underneath if you didn't have time to finish, or if it's carrying on to the next get together. But those tabletops, as you take them off, the question is, well, where do I put them? Right? We're going to game now, and I got to lean them against the wall or stack them in the closet. So what we've done is we've actually made slots right inside the table that those tabletoppers slide into, so they're completely put away. But by the same token, after we did that, we saw the opportunity to use those tops as desks. So you can slide those back out a fair bit and use them as a writing surface. So by storing the 4 tops, you can get them completely out of the way, but it also creates an opportunity to have a desk space on each side of it, so you have a nice pull-out desk. So those are just a few of the options. One of the most exciting things I think about the table is we have a modular deco system where you can buy the plain table, the basic table, but then from there you can add, and these things come on and off in seconds, you can add dragons and rampart castles and skulls and Celtic knot designs, and we have a lot more coming along those lines. So it's a great way to add personality to your table, or you can add that for the gaming night and take it back off to get more of a traditional look. When your neighbors and the normal neighbors come over, right? But yeah, real fun thing about the modular deco is that you have that flexibility to change it out over time too, or even change it per game. So yeah, those are just some of the things that we're excited about. The table also launches in 3 colors: a beautiful natural birch, a dark storm gray, a pitch black. Those table colors also then come with complementary play mats inside. We have a heavy 5 mil a mat inside that makes it great for any type of figural play or card play as well. So there's a lot included in the table, and then a lot of additional accessories. Awesome cup holder, dice tray combos. We have a DM screen coming for Dungeon Masters if that's the type of gaming you like to do. Really a long list of really fun accessories. And then after you get past talking the 3x5 or the 4x6 table, another amazing aspect is you can actually combine tables. So if 3x5 is not enough play surface for you, you can join 2, say on the long side, and instead of a 3x5 table, now you have a 6x5 table. So you go from 15 square feet of play surface to 30 square feet. And that's done by just removing 2 of the long rails and literally connecting the tables together. And you can add 2 tables, 4 tables. You can just keep going, really.
Now, that I didn't know about. That is amazing.
It's really cool. If you want a long table rather than a rectangle, if you want to take that 3x5 and make it into a 3x10, you drop the 2 short sides, you bolt them together, takes maybe 10 minutes, and now you have a 10-foot long gaming table. A third table is going to give you a 15x3 table. If you do the same thing with the 4x6 is a long way, you go from 4x6 to 4x12, right? So it's that modularity that and all the accessories that, when we say, listen, when you buy into the system, it's a great investment because not only we think the value and the pricing's great, it's all solid natural birch wood from Northern Europe. We actually select the wood and the plywoods that are all this northern birch because it's really great wood, but actually, frankly, from a manufacturing standpoint, it's very dense, and that's just because of the short growing season. Those birch trees grow really tight. The grain is tight, so it's really, you got to find the right woods and plywoods. What that means is on our CNC machines, and we computer cut everything. That's why everything's very accurate. Everything always fits. But when we cut that wood, that hard, dense birch machines beautifully. So even in the selection of the woods themselves, this, while it may be flat pack and come to you very conveniently and ship to you very easily, we do pre-assemble a number of the things so it goes together very easily for you. You're not getting a bunch of paper and fibers and things like that. You're getting a real wood table, which is great. But at any rate, we love the fact that you can buy into it and there's a constant stream of accessories for it. And our intention is for you not to outgrow that table.
And I like how you said that it's a system and not a table. You're actually buying a system.
That's it.
Because as you just described, this is so much more than a table.
Yeah, that is. And we've got an amazing storage system that complements the table. We started to release, the first one's called a Hellbox Tower. And a Hellbox, I don't know if some people may not know, but back in the early 1900s, the old typesets, the old metal typesets, how they'd place and print the original papers and that, all those typesets would get dumped into a box, and it was the kind of a fun story. It was the Devil's Apprentice was the apprentice at those set shops, and his job was to sort through the Hellbox, which was all the dirty little A's and B's and commas and periods that had to be reset back up on the shelf for the master of the house to organize and print. So that Hellbox comes from sort of a storage box, and that's a little compartmentalized storage that we love today. So at any rate, that's why we call it that. But we got this amazing Hellbox storage system coming that complements the table too. So it's not just about the table and the gameplay systems and the desks and the cup holders and the modularity. We're also going to have some really, and we've started to show some of this on our Facebook site for the Ultimate Table Facebook site, but it extends into that storage, and we've got a lot of additional ideas. So kind of wherever you want to buy into that system and wherever you want to take advantage of it, and however it applies to your gameplay, we want to find an entry point to earn people's business and trust.
And you kind of alluded to it a little earlier, but how is the assembly? How easy is it going to be to assemble? From a scale from I don't know anything about putting stuff together to I'm a master craftsman, where are you going to why on that scale?
Yeah. So the good news is the tools that you need are included, and it couldn't be any easier. There's one Allen wrench because our bolts that we use are very high quality, beautiful Allen, nice size Allen wrench bolts. So you get a little Allen wrench that you can turn those screws with, and then you need a little screwdriver for a little Phillips head. And I think there's typically only just 2 or 3 little screws, and that's just to hold in the AC and USB chargers. So I would say, let's see, 2 people. I mean, one person can do it, but I usually build them with Jamie. When we did our first ones, I think the first one took us 35 minutes, and we got a little better at it and got down to 20. So it's a quick process. Some of the more structural complicated parts that are also some of the most intriguing parts of the table, we pre-build all of it at the factory. So when you're getting the table at home, you've got 6 or 7 steps if you think about walking through an instruction sheet, and it's so simple that we actually don't even use words on the instruction sheet. It's just pictures.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So I mean, if you're opening the box at 10 in the morning, you've got a game on it, inside of an hour for sure. And the nice thing is it's also pretty easy to disassemble. So this isn't something, if you want to, move it or take it or in the future do something with it, or even take the legs off and move it to a different part of the house. It's pretty simple. And speaking of legs, while we're not going to have this ready for the Kickstarter, another great thing about this table is we've got some people that want to sit and stand at the table, so it's sort of a normal table height. But a lot of people, say maybe in the 40K and guys doing, line of sight gameplay and things like that, they're basically out of their chair the whole time anyways. So we're gonna offer some legs. You've already bought the whole table, but we're gonna offer some legs, just by the legs, to take your table up to like a bar height, or more like a standing height, if that's the type of play you want. Or if you want to drop it down to coffee table, we're going to have these cute little short coffee table legs. You can take the whole table all the way down to coffee table level. So all of those things, we think about how people want to use it, flexibility, and sort of a long list of ways that you can make a very custom table. In fact, ironically, maybe at this price point, far more custom than you might spend for thousands and thousands of dollars to get a quote-unquote custom table that has to sort of stay the way that you've designed it in the future.
So where did the whole idea of this come about?
Yeah, well, so we've been in the business of, one of our businesses and one of our creative endeavors has been working with CNC machines, CAD engineering and laser cutting, 3D molding, 3D printing and traditional molding. So Jamie, who is my partner, he is both an industrial engineer as well as an inventor and a creative director for some of the biggest toy companies and creative companies out there over the years. So he's got fantastic chops. So we sort of took everything that we'd known and the technology that was available, and also trying to figure out what technologies, products, and designs can we pull together, and shipping methods, i.e. the flat pack design. How can we pull that together and get to a price, right? Get to a feature list and a price that makes the most sense for people. So really the idea was working backwards from sort of the technology and design and engineering that we knew about, and CNC cutting came up, laser cutting came up, flat pack design came up, the type of materials, the woods, and the methods of shipping these things came up. And it sort of arrived at, this is the right way to approach this table. And then from there, we used the CAD software and just started designing things, and designed on computer until we got what we thought was a prototype. I mean, no one would know this unless we told them, but we just did a photo shoot and video shoot the other day, 2 days ago actually, with I'm not sure when people will hear the podcast, but we just did this, and we were setting up some kind of fun, dramatic nighttime shots. Jamie's dressed up like a druid. We had a cool, fog machine, and this was for our black and dragon table that we were showcasing. And we set up a dungeon crawl with some parts and pieces, components on the table. And I put these figures out and these player sheets out that I had done when I was 13.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So I'm from the Chicago area, and TSR, of course, in Lake Geneva, was just north of us. So this has been either in the foreground or the background or the sidebar of my entire life, and Jamie's as well, and everyone else that's part of this company. So it just kind of came together in this format, recently. But these things have sort of always been part of our life.
So the Kickstarter for this is going to launch on August 24th at 10 a.m. Central Time.
That's right.
And can you kind of tell us how the Kickstarter is going to work? Maybe the price points, some of the add-ons, stuff like that?
You betcha. Yeah, so sort of the journey through the Kickstarter will be something like this. So we're going to have 2 size tables. I'm still working on the pricing for the larger size table, but just consider it'll be an upgrade, a reasonable upgrade. But let's use the 3x5 table, which is the first size, and the 4x6 is a larger. But sort of the path through the 3x5, you have the opportunity to pick a color, right? So the 3x5, we're definitely, I think, confident at this point that we can get that just under $600 for the base table, the core table, which of course includes a lot. So the first thing you'll do is pick a color: natural birch, storm gray, or the pitch black. So you can choose one of 3 colors for the table. You can choose one of 3 mats: a blue mat, a red mat, or essentially a black mat. So that's sort of your base configuration. Now that base table has AC and USB power on both ends of the table, so 2 terminals for that. It's got the height adjustable depth, so shallow play or deep play. It has full 3.5-inch play area and a full 4.5-inch rails around the entire outside of the table. So you get a lot of value with that base table, and then from there there's some great options. So you can go with a full table cover. That full table cover is going to be like maybe $129, $149, something like that. They're beautiful covers. They're about 18 pounds a piece. Very easy for a single person to move. Not these massive table overlays that require 2 people to move. And the great thing about that full table cover is it not only creates a full table, but as I said before, you can slide those in for full storage to completely put them away. No need to store them in the closet or whatever. But then you can also pull them out, so use them as desks. So when you buy the table cover, you also at the same time are receiving sort of the modular pull-out desks. Additional cool accessories would be picking a modular decoration. So you can go from the basic table, and then you can add a theme to it. So you want to add the Celtic knot theme. That's going to come with 4 decos for the corners, times 2, so 8 decos around on the corners. There's 2 big sort of feature pieces down the side, and 8 decos that go down the legs. And you have this beautiful, you suddenly turned your table into this, this thing that, that walked out of the Scottish Isles or whatever the case may be. Or you can go with dragon. We have this awesome dragon theme. And these are all available in matching colors to the table that you picked. We've got a Rampart Castle theme with men-at-arms and crossed weapons. We have a skull theme. That's really a cool, aggressive skull look. So you can add those on. And those are modular, meaning that you can pop them on, pop them off. You can add 2 sets, or you can buy 2 sets of decos. You can also look for new deco themes for us in the future. We got all kinds of cool ideas we're going to be bringing
That's what I was going to ask about, if you have plans to add more of those later.
Yeah, Jamie has a list that he's chomping at the bit, about 12 themes long. And, frankly,
wow.
We've been so many of the things that have been developed for this table we've been talking about in our, predominantly on Facebook recently. So on that, just Table of Ultimate Gaming on Facebook, you search Table of Ultimate Gaming, you'll just see just piles and piles of comments and pictures. And we've gotten all kinds of, this is not just crowdfunding, this is crowd design, right? We've had all kinds of incredibly good fundamental design ideas that we've integrated in the tables just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and deco themes have been absolutely a big part of that. So we're looking forward to that. So, anyways, you got the base table. You pick your color, pick your pads, decide on upgrades like full table covers, which turn into desks, modular decoration themes. We've got awesome cup holders. The cup holders are also a dice tray, so you get storage with that. We've got DM screens. We've got dice towers. Now, that being said, we got a lot of ideas and a lot of capabilities and capacity, but sort of the way Kickstarter is designed, you can only pack so much into it, right? So there's a point at which we have to kind of limit ourselves on table colors, deco styles, all these different things, because, of course, our Kickstarter is going to run for only 35 days, and then, we want to be sure that we can also deliver everything accordingly. The other really important thing I think to understand about the Table of Ultimate Gaming's Kickstarter is you've got an incredibly competent team doing this. We're not looking to kickstart an idea, then go figure out how to build it. We are not only the designers, the curators of this, the managers of this, but we're the production team too. So we have our own factory. We have our own. I've got 4 beautiful Italian CNC machines ready to go from our production partners, laser machines. So we can not only fast prototype things, and get feedback from the community, but I highly anticipate that if even if we have a respectably decent start to the Kickstarter, that we're actually going to start production during the Kickstarter. So the people that get in early, they stand to get their tables very quickly, I think, by Kickstarter standards.
I was going to ask, when are you looking to ship? Like, if you successfully fund your Kickstarter, when realistically do you think people can get tables, barring any unforeseen circumstances and stuff that usually creeps up? Yeah, and there shouldn't be too many unforeseen, because I think this team's got it pretty nailed, but just based on realistic timelines, the Kickstarter runs 35 days, so that puts us from August 25th into late September. So, our fundamental production will be through October, start getting some first product shipped out probably late October. So, it's possible. We would never promise this, and it's just the way it turns out. It's possible we could get
some of these into the folks' hands before the holidays. But the first people are going to be getting them right around that December time frame. I think there's a very good chance that they're going to get them before the holidays, and then depending on first come first serve, right? So if, those who order a little bit later, and we just sort of kind of ramp those out. But I'm very confident, I guess, to say that from what I've seen from Kickstarter and what I know our capabilities are. And the fact that we've sorted so many of these things out and have already, frankly, been shown so much of it on our Facebook page. We're going to have products, even at Gen Con and whatnot. But I think that our delivery schedule is going to be great.
And yeah, that leads me actually to the next thing I was going to talk about. I was going to say you guys have been showing these off on your Twitter and your Facebook page, but something like this you need to see in person, and you just recently announced. Anybody that's going to Gen Con is going to get that chance. So you want to talk about how you're going to be at Gen Con and how we can actually touch and see one of these in person?
Yeah, you betcha. And of course, not everybody can get to Gen Con, but if you're there, that's awesome. And to complement it, just so everyone knows, we're going to be releasing a ton of video. We've been shooting hours of video and many thousands of pictures. So we're certainly going to do our best to put people in front of these, even if they can't physically be near them. But as for Gen Con, we're going to be in a couple locations. We're going to be in the Ares booth, and then not too far away, we're going to be in the Indie Gamer Association booth, IGA. So IGA and the Ares booth. And while we chat here, I can look those up. But yeah, that's going to be our location for that weekend.
And do you know which tables you're going to have there, so people?
I will. They're both going to be the same, and they're just based on very, very, very limited number of prototypes we have. They're both going to be the 3x5 and the natural birch, though we'll have a full selection of all the different deco options kind of stacked out, so people can see those.
I am definitely going to go check those out and take some video of the table too. So look for that coming on the site as part of our Gen Con coverage.
Yeah, so those booth numbers are Indie Game Alliance is 361, and Ares is 237.
All right, so definitely if you are lucky enough to have got your Gen Con badge, because they are quickly selling out. Friday is almost gone too. So we'll be able to actually see this. And then, of course, August the 24th, we will watch the Kickstarter, and I will, of course, post on it and let you know when the Kickstarter's live. And we wish you guys the best of luck, because it sounds like you have everything planned out, and I think you're going to do great, because these look like they're amazing tables, and it sounds like you guys are a great group of guys, and you're really coming at this from the right angles, and you're doing it as gamers as well, it sounds like. So
yeah,
that is even more awesome about the whole project. And if anybody wants to follow you on your social medias, which you are pretty active on, you want to give those for the folks so they can find you?
I will do that. So you can just go to go to Facebook, search Table of Ultimate Gaming. You can find us over at Ultimate Game TBL on Twitter. And right now, those are the two probably best social places to find us. The new website is up, and that is ultimategametable.com, and those are really probably the three best places to find us and interact at the moment.
And I will put all of that down in the show notes as well, so you can just click down there and get right to their sites. So, as I said, we're just going to be watching August 24th when you guys kick off, and we're going to watch this Kickstarter blow up, I am sure. Because
I appreciate it.
I think you guys have a good thing going here. So
that's good, and we appreciate everyone's support, including yours. And if anyone has any additional questions they want to get right to me or Jamie, please take advantage of our direct email, just tableofultimategaming@gmail.com, and we'll get right back to you too. So.
All right, great. I will add that in the show notes as well. So thanks for taking some time, and we will be waiting for August 24th to see the Kickstarter go off.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.